Being born into the mafia or a cartel isn't life. It's like signing a death sentence. These kids were raised on lies, silence, and bloodshed. They didn't dream of escaping. They dreamed of surviving the next day. In their world, trust gets you killed. Loyalty gets you caged. And weakness gets you buried. Some fought back. And a few made choices that shocked everyone. Stay with me until the very end. Because if you leave early, you'll miss the most unbelievable twist. Michael Corleone Blanco. He wasn't raised with bedtime stories. Michael Corleone Blanco grew up with blood on the floor and a gun on the table. His mother? Griselda Blanco La Madrina was known as the Black Widow of Cocaine, one of the most notorious drug lords in cartel history. By the time he was a teen, his brothers were dead, and Michael was running money operations for the cartel. But in 2012, everything changed. His mother was shot in Medellin, just like the enemies she once ordered killed. That was Michael's wake-up call. Instead of continuing the legacy, he started a fashion brand, Pure Blanco. He didn't erase his past, he sold it. And somehow it worked. Edgar Guzman Lopez. He was young, he was flashy, and he wasn't supposed to die. Edgar Guzman Lopez was the son of El Chapo. While his brothers took charge of the Sinaloa cartel, Edgar preferred fast cars and music. But that didn't matter. In the world of cartels, your bloodline is a loaded gun. In 2008, in a Culiacan parking lot, gunmen from a rival cartel fired over 500 bullets into Edgar's body. He was just 22. His death ignited a war. His grave was a marble fortress with air conditioning. Because in death, cartel power has to leave a statement. Sebastian Marroquin. He didn't ask to be born a ghost. Sebastian Marroquin was the son of the world's most feared drug lord, Juan Pablo Escobar. After his father's death on a rooftop in 1993, Sebastian became a fugitive child. Argentina gave him a new name, a new life, but his father's shadow never left. He became an architect, an author writing about his father's horrors and asking victims for forgiveness. But in 2018, the past knocked him again, accused of money laundering, which he denied. Still, the weight of Escobar's name never lifted. It chased him across borders across decades. Giovanna Galatoldo. She could have lived in fear and silence. Instead, she chose the most dangerous weapon of all, her voice. Giovanna Galatoldo was born into a Sicilian mafia dynasty, was supposed to keep her mouth shut. Her father, Vincenzo Galatoldo, ruled with terror. But in 2016, Giovanna flipped the script. She testified against her own family. Her words led to major arrests and tore the Acquasanta clan apart. But that bravery came at a cost. The mafia doesn't forget. She vanished into witness protection. Her name was erased. Her life was rewritten. But her message still echoes that silence isn't always survival. Vicente Zamba de Niebla, he was meant to inherit power, not betray it. Vicente Zamba de Niebla was the golden son of El Mayo Zambada, leader of the Sinaloa cartel. He wasn't just born into the empire, he helped run it. Until 2009. That's when he was arrested, extradited, and did the unthinkable. He flipped. In 2019, he testified against El Chapo, and in 2024, karma caught up. El Mayo was captured too. Vicente now lives under U.S. protection. His old life reduced to court files. He broke the code, but he bought his freedom. Susan Berman. She told mob stories for a living. Until one day, she became one. Susan Berman was the daughter of Las Vegas mobster Davy Berman. She wrote books about the mafia's secrets, but in 2000, someone silenced her. A bullet to the head. No signs of robbery, just execution. The mystery lingered until 2021, when real estate heir Robert Durst was convicted of her murder. Prosecutors claimed she knew too much and was ready to talk. The woman who told the mafia's tales died because of the one she never got to tell, Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez. They called him El Menchito, the Little Mencho, but there was nothing small about his power. Born into the heart of Mexico's deadliest cartel, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Led by his father, the ruthless and feared El Mencho, Mexico's most wanted man. From a young age, Ruben was groomed to take the throne. By his early 20s, he wasn't just part of the cartel, he was second in command, cold-blooded and trusted to lead. Then came 2015, the year everything exploded. When Ruben was captured by Mexican authorities, the cartel struck back with fury. What followed was pure war. Cartel soldiers went wild. Cops were ambushed. Cities set on fire. The message was clear: give him back or else. But it failed. In 2020, the US got him, extradited and caged. His father is still hiding deep in the mountains, running the operation from the shadows. But Ruben? He was raised to wear the crown, but ended up in chains. Giovanni Rina, his last name made people whisper in fear. Giovanni Rina, the son of Salvatore Toto Rina, the so-called boss of bosses, was born into the dark heart of the Sicilian mafia. Power, violence, and silence surrounded him from the start. By his teenage years, he wasn't just watching the game, he was in it. Extortion, threats, and fear, it was all he knew. He was first arrested in 2002, then again in 2018. But through it all, Giovanni never spoke. Not to police, not to judges. But that loyalty came at a price. His silence didn't save him, it just kept him behind bars. Another sentence, another cell. Giovanni chose the code of the mafia over freedom, and it cost him everything. Jesus Alfredo Guzman. He had every reason to die, but he didn't. Jesus Alfredo Guzman, another of El Chapo's sons, was kidnapped in 2016 by the CJMG, a rival cartel. They pulled him out in front of everyone and dragged him into the night. In the world of cartels, that kind of kidnapping usually ends in blood, torture, and a video. A warning to enemies. But this time, nothing happened. But days later, he was released. No ransom, no message, just silence. Since then, he's disappeared. In the cartel world, maybe vanishing is the smartest move of all. Michael Francesi, he was meant to be a doctor, but his father was Sonny Francesi, underboss of the Colombo crime family. So Michael Francesi traded scrubs for scams. In the 80s, he ran a $250 million gas tax fraud. He had it all: jets, mansions, headlines. Until he was arrested in 1986. In prison, he made an impossible choice. He left the mafia. They should have killed him, but somehow they didn't. Today, Michael warns others not to follow his path. He escaped, but most don't. Joaquin Guzman Lopez. Joaquin Guzman Lopez wasn't just El Chapo's son. He was being shaped to take over. He was deep in the game, trusted, respected, feared, but in July 2024, it all collapsed. He was caught in El Paso with Vicente Zambada by his side. The arrest sent shockwaves through the Sinaloa cartel. Leaders turned on each other. Chaos broke out. From a cell in the US, Joaquin watched the empire rip itself apart. In the cartel world, falling is easy. Surviving the fall is not. Luis Fernando Arellano Felix. Everyone else made headlines, he didn't. As the nephew of the blood-stained leaders of the Tijuana cartel, he watched from the edges. He never got arrested, never reached for power, never craved attention. And that might be the only reason he's still alive. In a family built on violence and revenge, silence became his shield. While others chased control and paid the price, Luis chose to disappear into the background, and it may have saved him. Jesus and Natalie Palma. They were just children, but in the world their father lived in, bloodlines were targets. Their father, Hector Luis Palma Salazar, was a powerful cartel boss, and in 1995, his enemies struck back in the cruelest way. Rival cartel members kidnapped his wife and young daughter, Natalie. What happened next was pure brutality. Both were tortured and murdered. The bodies were thrown away like garbage to send a message. Jesus, still a young boy, either vanished forever or was killed in silence. No answers, no justice. It wasn't just revenge, it was calculated psychological warfare, meant to destroy Palma from the inside out. Ovidio Guzman Lopez. They called him El Raton, the mouse. But there was nothing small about Ovidio Guzman Lopez's role in the cartel world. As one of El Chapo's sons, he helped run the powerful Sinaloa cartel, holding real power behind the scenes. In 2023, everything changed. Authorities captured him in Culiacan, and the city exploded in chaos. Cartel fighters flooded the streets, blocked roads, and turned the city into a war zone. But this time, the government didn't back down. Ovidio was taken and later extradited to the United States. His story isn't like his father's. El Chapo built the empire. Ovidio got trapped inside it. So, what do you think about these stories? Were they victims of their last name? Or were they always destined to follow the bloodline?